Welcome back, guys. This is Lucky. Last time I went over some of the gear and the skills for the cooldown reduction Archon Wizard, and I am playing on hardcore mode, so the build and the gear was probably a little slightly different in variance compared to softcore. I am playing on Torment 3, and I got a Crusader buddy here that will do a Rift here. So today I'm going to show you some of that gameplay and my style of playing in hardcore, as we do have to play more defensively, of course. So I am very reliant on Archon for my toughness and survivability, and also damage. The good thing is that Archon gives me so much toughness that I don't have to worry too much about dying. So you can see I can down these mobs pretty quick. I kind of want to get out of there. So what's great about this build is that so short cooldowns on my teleport in and out of Archon. See, my Archon's back up already, and I do carry Nemesis braces on a swap really quick, and then activate a pylon for a shrine buff, and try to switch back. Not always possible to do right away, but it's always good to get an extra elite, chance for legendary and more experience. Oh, kind of missed one there. See, sometimes I do, just what happened is I teleported into, actually just two mobs. Oh, not good. So it's easy to teleport out, just in case Archon is out, you're still on cooldown. Like what I did. You don't always have to blink everywhere. You can actually, I do have 2 feet, so I can walk around too. So that was one example of why this build is pretty nice. Wizards are really squishy, so it's typically best to either wait for the group, especially in a even mediocre medium torment like this. Not too many people play Torment 4 or higher. They'll rather play, play longer, level slower, but less chance of dying, of course. There's so much more time needing to be invested if to get gear back and everything if you do die. So most of the time, I do before I activate Archon, I try to utilize the combustion rune as much as possible. Your combustion is, when I activate Archon, it explodes for about 3000% of my weapon damage, which is, at least with this build and the DPS I have, is roughly 1,000,000 damage. So it's really nice to try to position yourself, have some of the elite mobs kind of surround you before you activate the Archon. And one side note that I noticed with most people playing with Archon, of course, they really like this integrate looking beam. As great as that is, it actually does less DPS, overall, compared to actually running up to a mob and melee. And it actually does some area damage with the melee itself. Along with that, you want to be spamming the number 1 skill as you are doing in Archon. It's called Arcane Blast, and it adds a substantial amount of damage as you are next to a mob also, and that is something you can use along with even if you are in range. I'm exploding here. Just spamming 1. Kind of a weird map. I don't really like this map, but hey, do what you gotta do. Gotta find out where it is. I think it's down there. Let's see. Hopefully it is. Oh, looks like it is. See, even with my normal attack with Arcane Torrent, it can take out white mobs pretty quick. And of course, that's pretty much my only skill, damage skill to use outside of Archon. So So blow some white mobs, and you can see I can already accumulated 23 stacks, 25 stacks or so of the arcane special arcane damage bonus. And since Archon is always only 20 seconds long, regardless of build, that's just how it is currently at the moment. You always want to try to skip white mobs if necessary, to get to elites, because you want to utilize as much of that damage on elites as possible. And any downtime from having to travel, that's less time to actually do damage. So sometimes I just teleport forward every time Blink is up, and then just aim back really quick to wipe out any white mobs like that. And it's okay to skip a couple. White mobs not worth that much experience. It's very nice that my Moonlight Ward takes care of some of the melee mobs also. So here's a shrine. I'll switch over to Nemesis Bracers, then activate Archon. And it's not always easy to switch back right away, but I try to. Just have to open up the inventory and right click. So teleport. You always try melee, and then just some mobs can knock you back pretty easy, like that one could have. That can just blink away really quick to get out of melee range, so they don't hit me. Yeah, overall this is a really fun build. And especially in hardcore, I've tried various different builds with without Archon. Probably all except the really popular mirror ball conflagrate build. Only because I never really got a good mirror ball. But this is by far the most fun. I like to speed runs and kind of have something to do the whole time instead of just standing there and just hold one button the whole time. So as an elite, I try to get around as many, then use combustion, and it usually immediately kills one or two of the, if not the main elite, some of his little companions there. Okay, the Rift Guardian should be coming pretty soon. Realize it's not probably as fast of a run as some people have done, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, another great thing about Archon, if sometimes you get really lucky and you see a huge goblin, treasure goblin pack, Archon, you'll be glad you pick Archon, because you actually take out most, if not all of them, by yourself. Even when you were the first one to discover the entire goblin pack, it kind of makes you feel good about yourself. Knowing that you help your group, from any lost loot. So this Rift Guardian Golem is going down pretty quick. As usual, got nothing. It's okay. Oops, I found Mr. Forgotten Soul there. So this is basically the typical run that I have. Pretty quick and easy, and it's really fun. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to give me any feedback and to subscribe. And hope to